One.
Hello and welcome back to Beaver TV for coverage of Hampton and Richmond versus Truro City. The Beavers will hope to reignite their playoff push and return to winning ways at the Beverley today, having lost just once against Truro in 11 previous encounters. The White Tigers, however, will prove ferocious opposition. The highest ranked team in Cornwall are tenacious on the hunt. They boast the 6th best away record in the league. The visitors were in fact bolstered by 2 new arrivals this week, but Mel Gwinnett's men will be looking to restore the Beverley to the fortress it is. Last time out against Truro City, the Beavers snatch a victory from the jaws of the White Tigers as goals from Jordan Cheadle and Connor Curran-Brown put them out of reach of the Cornishmen in a 2-1 victory. On commentary today, in what could be hailed as a Joey Barton's worst nightmare, we're making a little bit of history on Beaver TV as we are being asked to move slightly forward and slightly to the left so that we can be in view for this little bit of history as we become the first female commentary team in the non-league, so we believe, and hopefully we'll be witnessing Hampton and Richmond move a step closer to a bit of history today. I'm Laura Howard, joined by Julia Anderson. Julia, how are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to go on this windy Saturday afternoon. We've got what looks to be a pretty even matchup. I'm excited to we're being told to move again. Got to get to our cue spots, Laura.
We need some bit of sticky tape down, I think.
That's what happens when you have 2 shorter people on commentary today. But I'm excited to go. I think they've been looking good in warm-up, and it seems like Mel he doesn't seem too worried.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a really exciting one. I think Hampton and Richmond certainly can get the win here today and should do on paper. But, of course, Truro City have looked good this season, and it'll be really interesting to see how the match shapes up. I will, in fact, run you through the teams, the lineups for today. So, for the hosts, for your Beavers, we have Adam Desbois in goal, Rory Donaldson, Dean Inman, Louis Fernandez, Ben Seymour, Jake Gray as your captain, Sam Deadfield, Tope Fada-Huntsy, Dan Wishart, Dominic Ravan, Josh Anafawoz, and then on the substitute bench we have Rob Hall, Sam Dreyer, Connor Curran-Brown, Isaac Pitblado and Mason Bloomfield. On the visitors' side today we have James Hammond in goal, Connor Riley-Lowe, their captain, Edward Palmer, Samuel Sanders, Adam Porter, William Dean, Tyler Harvey, Andrew Neal, Ryan Kavanagh, Tom Harrison, Ryan Law, and then their substitutes today are Ryan Brett, Dan Sullivan, Daniel Rooney, Dominic Johnson-Fisher and Oliver Bray. The officials today are referee Nicholas Dunn and assistants Rudin Precker and Sreven Ree. So, looking interesting there. We do, of course, have to point out there's a couple of new signings, in fact, for Truro City today. We've got Ryan Kavanagh in the starting lineup. He's been signed on a season-long loan, or not season-long, but to the end of the season loan from Cardiff City, in fact. And then Oliver Bray, who is on the bench today, has been signed for a month-long loan from Aldershot Town. So, just to run us through a few points then, Julia. I don't know if you've listened to Mel Gwinnett's minutes from before the match, just discussing a little bit. And of course, we do have a family day down here at the Bev, plenty of children running around in the build-up, and it's a really, really good atmosphere that's starting to build. But Mel said that it's an atmosphere like no other at the Bev. Would you agree with him? How have you found it since being here?
Yeah, this is the first non-league team I've ever been to, and I gotta say I really love it. The fans always come out, and it just seems like a good place to bring your family. Kids are always running around, teams are always coming together. Right now you have the kids on the field waving their flags around, and there was some face painting I saw that I was a little bit jealous of, but I do think that the fans can be a game changer today to get back on track.
For sure, and we are looking like a really good attendance, I think, despite the wind potentially being slightly off-putting. But of course, we're really glad to have you listening on Beaver TV. And then, of course, we've also potentially been a bit of a rut of form recently. The Beavers lost 3 on the bounce now, and just talking previously prior to the game, and we're saying 3 games is a blip, but any more starts to look a bit worrying. But Mel was saying that he just takes it 1 game at a time. What would you be saying if you were Mel right now? How would you get the team back on track, do you think?
Yeah, I think taking it 1 game at a time, it's a cliche, but it's kind of how they have to look at it. I know he also mentioned in his minutes, they've wanted it almost too much. They've been too eager. They haven't been able to keep their composure, and we've seen that in, I believe, their last 2 games where they're in the lead and then they ended up losing. So I think a big thing today will be keeping that composure, just taking it 1 game at a time, not thinking too far out. There's still, 18 games left in the season, a lot of time left.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, on paper, we'd probably expect to beat Truro City. They were promoted at the start of this season from the league below, funnily enough. And obviously, but they do have a few games in hand. They're sitting towards the bottom of the table, but they do have quite a few games in hand. And if they won all of those, that would put them in a pretty comfortable position. Of course, got a very good away record. Do you think they'll be a tough opposition to end that run?
Yeah, I do think they'll be tough. Other than their last, they've lost 2 games in a row. They had been on a 4-game unbeaten run before that, and just looking at their stats, they don't have one clear goal scorer. Their top goal scorer, I believe, has 6 goals. It seems to be spread out quite a bit. And in their last, I think I looked up the last 5 games, 8 goals, 7 different goal scorers. So I don't know if that makes it a little bit difficult to defend against. I guess we'll see today, but just looking at their stats, I do think it can be a pretty even matchup with the small blip they're going through and just their goal scorers.
Yeah, of course, they do seem to score all over the pitch. On their top goal scorer, I think their website might be slightly outdated. On the BBC, they have Andrew Neil as their top goal scorer on 9 goals in the league this season. But he has been pretty prolific over the last 2 seasons. In both those seasons, he's scored 20 goals in all competitions. And he was the one to score a penalty against Hampton and Richmond when we played them earlier on in the season. So he could be a threat, but of course, as you pointed out, they do seem to have a bit of threat all over the field. And then finally, what we heard from Mel was talking about Alfie Whittingham loan. Obviously, he's gone out on loan to Hampton and Waterlooville on a 28-day long loan. Do you think that's good for Alfie Whittingham, a good move for the club?
Yeah, I think it's good both ways. Hopefully he'll get some regular minutes in a team that's been struggling towards the at the bottom of the table the entire season. So I think it's good both ways so that hopefully he can come back and compete for a spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another thing that we've seen across the social media this week, and make sure to keep updated with that social media. It's producing really good content at the moment on Hampton and Richmond Twitter and YouTube, etc. And you can also keep up to date if you subscribe to the newsletter, and I'm sure all of that will be found in the newsletter too. But we heard from Captain Jake Gray in the 22 Club series on YouTube, and he was talking about how the squad is actually really close-knit, having spent a core group of them having spent 3 to 4 years together now. And I was just wondering, we were both at last Saturday's match, obviously sadly missed the Welling United game midweek, but we were both at last Saturday's match, and there were often periods of play where it was really nice link-up play, really good passing spells. And do you think that close-knit group that he's talking about in that interview perhaps translates on the pitch?
100%. I think they know each other's movements. How many times do we see this with teams once they've been together for a couple seasons? Not to bring it back to, I think you know where I'm going with this. Liverpool, you have a team that's been together, they've gelled together, they know each other's movements, they know what type of pass they want. You can tell that they have that. It was just last week especially that it was that final third, the decision making, they were forcing some of their shots, but
Sure.
The build-up play in that was great. The game could have gone either way, and I know Mel talked about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think what we saw in that game perhaps was they were playing one of the league's best defences, so I think maybe that was a little bit of their undoing, but they were still breaking them down a lot through those passing moves, and it's interesting to say, and quite exciting what you kind of referenced with Liverpool, that we've got so much time potentially coming up with Mel Gwinnett to build those connections even more under his system, and a really exciting period at the Beverly. So yeah, just to talk you through a little bit more on this matchup, we've obviously seen 11 previous encounters between the two clubs, although the most recent one. We did see a gap between the one before that, but we've seen 5 wins for the Beavers in those encounters and 5 draws, so they've only lost 1 match, as I previously referred to. We've seen the Beavers on potentially what you call a bit of a slump, but we did see Dean Inman get back on the score sheet midweek against Welling United and had a really good first half there, despite falling off maybe a little bit in that second half, and hopefully we can pick back up and come away with the win today. I have some announcements that I have to do, but do you know what? I think they're great announcements, and I think you should definitely listen to them, because we do have St Albans City at home with tickets available online for you to buy Tuesday evening. Of course, we'd love you to be also listening on here if you can't make that one, but if you can, in the link below in the description, maybe after the match when you've finished listening to our beautiful voices, you can get on that and purchase some tickets to come down to the Beverley, support the Beavers on Tuesday evening against St Albans. And if that tickles your fancy, then what might tickle your fancy even more is Macclesfield at home next Saturday at the Beverley once more in the FA Trophy. And what a run that's been, Julia.
2 amazing games. I know that Johnny, when he's here, he's been, he's really been loving those penalty wins. It's been really exciting, and I think it was important. You know, we've had that iffy run of form in the league, but they've had those really big wins, that long trip to Hartlepool, sorry. The American accent.
No.
But yeah, I think that could be really a big momentum shift for them.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting to be involved in a cup run like that, and I think if you want to be a part of that, if you want to maybe get in on a bit of that penalty magic that we've heard about from Johnny, it's right on your doorstep here, and tickets are available at the link below, and it's better to buy in advance. I think it's slightly cheaper to do so do get on that and do show your support, because I'm sure the teams will be loving that if you do come down. But we are currently now seeing the teams coming out here at the Beverley, Hampton and Richmond in their customary blue, and the White Tigers, Truro City, out in white. And before kick-off, I will quickly run you through the team lineups once more to re-familiarise yourself. We do have 1 change, I think it is, in the Hampton and Richmond lineup, as Tope Fadahunsey comes in for Mason Bloomfield, who has dropped to the bench for this one. So, to run you through, we have Adam Desbois in goal, Rory Donaldson, Dean Inman, Louis Fernandez, Ben Seymour, Jake Gray as captain, Sam Deadfield, Tope Fadahunsey, Dan Wishart, Dominic Ravan, Josh Anafawos, and your substitutes today are Rob Hall, Sam Dreyer, Connor Curran-Brown, Isaac Pitblado, and Mason Bloomfield. For the visitors today, Truro City, we have James Hammond in goal, Connor Riley Lowe as the captain, Edward Palmer, Samuel Sanders, Adam Porter, William Dean, Tyler Harvey, Andrew Neal, Ryan Kavanagh, Tom Harrison, and Ryan Law. Your substitutes for the visitors are Ryan Brett, Dan Sullivan, Daniel Rooney, Dominic Johnson Fisher, and Oliver Bray. The officials here today are Nicholas Dunn, Rudin Precker, and Sreven Reed. Teams now just doing their little pre-match warm-ups, and actually very cute on the Hampton and Richmond. We have a mascot in there doing the warm-up with them, which is great to see. Quite a lot shorter. Might not add the firepower up front we might want to see in around the box.
You know, I bet he could be pretty speedy, though.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good engine in the midfield, to be honest.
We are looking a little light in the midfield with some recent injuries, so maybe he's got his boots ready, he's ready to go.
You know, he might be in the lineup, who knows? And yeah, the captains will just go for their coin toss, although Jake Gray is just directing this mascot off the field. I think he might be. I think this could be one of the most exciting moments of the match, actually. He's just pointing to where he might want to go. This is my build-up to commentary here. And it's a really good, pacey run, actually, from the mascot.
Look at that.
I think you're right. Someone needs to get on the scouting here. Yeah, just a bit of background on the Truro City manager, Paul Watton. He had a playing career at Plymouth Argyle before joining their backroom staff as a coach. He was then promoted to assistant manager there before being sacked. and since then he has taken up a position as manager at Truro City. Truro City, of course, don't actually play in Truro. They've had to move to Plymouth Argyle. So yeah, it will be Hampton and Richmond to kick off. Ben Seymour stands over the ball at the moment. They will be playing from left to right as we watch on, and the White Tigers, Truro City, will be playing from right to left by the looks of it. Jake Gray moves to stand over the ball, and it's quite a attacking formation lineup to start with. Looks like we're really trying to start on the front foot. Many people lined up on that centre line. Referee just looking to get confirmation from the benches before we get underway. It looks like Truro City will be playing a pretty classic 4-4-2 from the way they're lining up at the moment. And we are off. Kick-off here. Ball played back to Dean Inman, who tries to play it over the top in search of Rory Donaldson. It's headed away well by the Truro City defence, but it's Ravan who gets there first. So, I think we might have had a change to the starting lineup actually quite early on. I think there is a change to the defence. I don't think we're seeing Louis Fernandez starting here actually. We'll get confirmation for you. I'm pretty sure that is Sam Dreyer starting in defence instead of Louis Fernandez. Deceivingly not in the number he's listed on the team sheet. But it is a throw-in now on this near side to Hampton and Richmond, and it'll be Ravan who heads that forward. There's shouts for handball, but Deadfield takes the throw in once more, and that's played out to Gray on this right-hand side for Hampton and Richmond. It's a bit of ping-pong in the middle, just pinballing around at the moment really, not settled for either team, and that is indeed Dreyer just heading it forward now. Anna Woes on it, tries to flick it forward to find Fada Hunsey. Fada Hunsey getting on that now, and he's just looked like he's been almost shoulder barged off the pitch, but I think that will be a throw to Hampton and Richmond on this right hand side. Anna Woes takes it quickly into Deadfield in the centre of the pitch. That's back out to Inman on the halfway line. He plays it across to Dreyer, and hopefully Hampton and Richmond can just settle into a bit of a rhythm here. They're gaining a bit more possession than a frantic first few minutes, and they'll just play it around the back now. Yeah, so it looks like Fernandez isn't starting, and it is in fact Dreyer, which is an early change there.
Did my eyes deceive me? I thought I did see Louis Fernandez warming up.
Yeah, so maybe he's just picked up a bit of a knock there in the warm-up. I'm not sure what that change is about, but it seems like he was planned to start, and like you say, I did see him warming up, so hopefully he's okay, and that's just a precaution. But of course we do now have the depth of Dreyer, which is great to see, and Dan Wishaw is currently on the ball out on that left, but Truro City have won it back. That's their captain Conor Riley Lowe who won that back, and he's just playing it around the Truro City right hand side quite deep. They've tried to play it long over the top. It looks like Dean Inman will get there first. He does, heads it down towards Deadfield. You can just play it to Wishart on that left hand side. Wishart didn't think he kept it in there, but it seems he had, and it's a long ball forward from Truro City, but it's all the way back to Dean Inman and into possession of Desbois, who sets Dreyer off upfield. And Dreyer just looking for the long ball now, will carry it, and he plays it into Fada Hunsey. He's dropped back deep to help out. He's trying to play it up this right hand side. I'm slightly off-sighted at the moment, but it has been taken into this near corner on Hampton and Richmond's left hand side, right hand side, sorry. Struggling to see. I think this is where Jackson's height does come in useful, but there's a throw in for Hampton and Richmond on the right hand side. There's some protests. I'm kind of going off the body language of the players at the moment, but it's been played in, and Wishart will shoot, and it's just gone curling off. A long range effort from outside the box that just comes off the wrong side of his boot, and it will be out for a goal kick to Truro City. And in fact, one of the Truro City players is just in a crouching position. Looks like he's struggling with something at the moment, but he is back up. No medics have been called on the field. What do you make of this opening few minutes?
I mean, that was good play down the right wing. I couldn't exactly tell what was happening, but Ravan looked like he had a couple words to say to the lineman. There were two late pushes out. The ball was heading out. Truro kind of pushed him out twice, so I wonder if that's what he was talking about. But I think just settling down, finding the pass. hopefully we can get a good start.
Yeah, certainly. I think Hampton Richmond are just trying to find their rhythm a little bit here, and it's Dreyer on the ball. That goal kick went long. Dreyer's playing it out to Ravan, who flicks it on, trying to find Fadahansi, and does so. Fadahansi just flicks it back, but it will be a throw in here to Truro City on their left-hand side. It's played quickly in, but just flicked out again, and I think Hampton Richmond have actually won the throw there. So we're back on the attack here, and it's good positive work from Mel Gwinnett's men. This will be taken by Ravan, and Ravan just looking for an option. Likes of Fadahansi and Gray, plays it into Gray. Gray knocks it back out to Ravan, and I think that will be out for another throw-in, which is taken quickly straight into the box, but it's punched away by the boot of the Truro City defender. It's back out to Dreyer now. Hampton Richmond trying a different option. Dreyer tries to play it long over the top, but it's slightly overhit and into the hands of James Hammond, who will just collect that and allow his team to settle a bit under the pressure from Hampton and Richmond. But Truro City working down their left-hand side now. Long ball, tried to play it up to Dreyer. He heads it out, and Ravan just makes sure of that clearance and almost hits some fans in the process. But it is number 20, Ryan Law, on this left-hand side for Truro City. Just plays the throw-in in, and he'll play it up into the midfield with number 8, William Dean. Plays it across field to number 5, Edward Palmer, and Edward Palmer looks to cut inside, does so well, tries to cut it through to number 7, Adam Porter, but he can't quite find him through the massive Hampton and Richmond defenders, and now Hampton and Richmond will look to break. They lose the ball in a dangerous position here though, and 7, Adam Porter might look like he's in, tries to cut it across, but it's into the hands of Adam Desbois, and it's safe for the Beavers. That looked like a bit of a dangerous attack there.
And a little bit of a miscommunication, it seemed, between Desbois and Rue Donaldson. Just accidentally running into Desbois, though, but he kept his hands on it.
There was a long ball over the top there from Desbois. It looked slightly dangerous and tempting for Ben Seymour for a minute, but it did go straight into the hands of James Hammond in the end. And at the moment, it's Samuel Sanders from Truro City on the ball here. Back into Hammond, who takes the kick long. Wishart will get there first, just nods it down to Donaldson. Donaldson just inside the Hampton and Richmond half, plays it back to Inman, who plays it across to Dreyer. Once more, the Beavers just trying to find a bit of rhythm, just keeping that possession here, and it's Donaldson on the halfway line. He'll look to turn, plays it up to Anna-Fawose. Anna-Fawose back out to Dan Wishart. Of course, opting not for that presence of Bloomfield up front today here as Mel Gwinnett. Instead we've gone for Fadahansi.
I was a little bit surprised about that change, but I know that Bloomfield has been looking for a goal for a little bit over a month, so maybe this is just to get him a little bit.
Yeah, kickstart it a little bit. And it's really good that they do have that kind of ability to change, and Fadahansi obviously providing that option. Only his second appearance for the Beavers here today. It's still in the Hampton and Richmond defence. They're just looking for that opening, being patient here at the Bev, and Dre will play that up onto the right hand side for Ravan. He tries to find the path of Jake Gray, but it just evades him. It's cleared by Truro City. Inman doesn't quite win that header, but it does go out for a Hampton and Richmond throw once again on this near side, and it's Ravan to take the throw. He'll drop it back into Dreyer. Dreyer looked really good since he's come and joined the club. Obviously an excellent option to deputise for Fernandez, but Hampton Richmond on the attack once more, and Seymour has it in the box. He looks to cross, but it is blocked by the Truro City defender. Will be a throw in to Hampton and Richmond once more on this right hand side, high up the pitch. Ravan will take this, dropped into Seymour, back out to Ravan. Ravan will try to play it round to Anna-Fawose, but the goalkeeper does get there first. Well claimed by Hammond there. Quite a fancy looking orange number that the goalkeeper is in.
It really fits with their Tigers name, the red and or the orange and the white.
That's very
it's really
true.
on theme.
Yeah, and it's got a slightly tigerish pattern to it, in fact. But Truro City on the attack once more here. Nice segue. And they're out on that right hand side for them. Tries to play it long into the path of Tom Harrison. He tries to beat Dean Inman to the ball, but it's well watched, and Inman just sees that ball out for a goal kick. Very smartly done. Desbois gets play underway quickly, and it's into Deadfield in the midfield, who will carry it forward out to Wishart on that left-hand side. He'll carry it over the halfway line, looks to find the path of Seymour, but it doesn't quite find him. It's cut out once again by the White Tigers defender. Wishart does win it back, however, and it's Donaldson who's in that midfield. Just back out to Dreyer. Dreyer trying to find Ravan on this right-hand side. Doesn't think the pass is on, and so he goes inside instead to Deadfield, almost dropping into a back three, Hampton and Richmond here, and just pushing Ravan higher up that field so that he can get a bit of overlap almost on the Truro City defenders. Ben Seymour just received a push in the back there. Doesn't seem to bother the referee.
Lineman was shaking his head right away.
Of course. Don't want anything to do with that. But we do have a throw in here, and it's Anafawo's on the ball. He loses possession to number 7, Adam Porter. It's into the midfield with Harvey. And Harvey has played that out to the right-hand side. And Truro City can attack. A cross is played in, but it's blocked well by Wishart. And they're once more on that edge of the box. Hampton Richmond having to be careful here. There's another cross, but it's just flicked away by Sam Dreyer. Really well defended by Hampton and Richmond there, but they are letting Truro City get in on that attack, and it is in fact out for a corner to Truro City. Hampton and Richmond probably had the share of possession, but Truro potentially with the better chances.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit frantic right now from both sides, but yes, that looked the more dangerous of the attack, and we'll see how this corner goes. An easier angle to see from.
Yes, absolutely. We prefer this side, but not for goals. Dean will take this from the left-hand side, swings it in. Inman heads away. It's punched back in by number 5, Edward Palmer, but it is the wrong side of the post. And Dubois will just go and collect that from behind his goal to take the free kick. And Hampton and Richmond potentially just getting away with that a little bit. Slightly, just a bit, not quite cohesive in that defence when Truro City do get away on the break. And Truro City actually doing quite well at the moment just to prevent Hampton and Richmond from having those chances. Dubois takes it long out to that left-hand side. Donaldson will look to challenge. It's won instead by Harrison. And it's played over the top, but Dreyer will get there first. Slightly bit of miscommunication there between Dreyer and Inman, but it is eventually played back to Dubois under pressure from the White Tigers forward. And really unhelpfully, Truro City don't have names on their back. But it's played upfield into Fada Huntsy. The second header won by Gray. It drops back out to him, and Donaldson is on the ball now on the edge of the D. Fada Huntsy there on the edge of the box. He has a chance to shoot. Oh, and it's blocked. But is there a second chance? There's shouts for a handball. Deadfield blocks that as it comes out and is cleared from the box. He'll try to find Wishart on the overlap. Wishart is in space on the overlap, takes it back, tries to cut it back for Fada Huntsy, and it's a goal! Fada Huntsy scores for Hampton and Richmond. It's an excellent goal. Really well worked down that left-hand side. And the Beavers go 1-0 ahead.
That was beautiful, and I think that was their first really good attack down the left side. They had been really kind of stuck in the right corner, but man, what a ball from Wishart, and what a goal for Fada Huntsy.
Absolutely, and Fada Huntsy had looked like he had an opportunity to score just before that, but that shot had been blocked, and he did really well on the second attempt.
And I do believe that is his first goal for Hampton and Richmond.
First goal for Hampton and Richmond, broken that only in his second appearance. So he's doing really well, and I have heard that he's really enjoying being around the club. So really promising signs from the Beavers frontman, and potentially making that selection a little bit harder with Bloomfield. So here we go, Ravan just winning the throw-in on this right-hand side. 13 minutes played. Beavers are 1-0 up here at the Beverly, and it's a good start so far. They do look to be in dominant at the moment. Gray just losing the ball in that midfield. Truro will now look to attack down their left-hand side. Harvey on the ball. He switches it to that other side, and it will be Palmer who looks to take this forward down the right-hand side. Played up towards, and it's back in their defence here now. Back with Sanders on the right-hand side. They're just looking to switch play and potentially build up some possession of their own. It's Porter who plays this forward now, but no one can quite get on the end of that, and it will be out for a goal kick.
Truro playing quite a few long balls, which is a little bit shocking because they are playing into the wind right now, and it's kind of coming in and out. So that has been impacting some of their balls, some of the balls they've been sending in.
Sometimes that can be a bit of a blessing if you overhit a ball and it just allows it to drop a bit closer, but it can also, obviously, as you said, affect the accuracy. So we'll see if that wind does drop, whether they have a bit more luck going forward. So far, they have only really been able to show any threat on the break. It's Dubois who takes this long out to that left-hand side where, of course, we found Joy before. It's headed back out, and Inman will have to chase this. Knocks it back to Dubois. It's a difficult one for him to control. Does so actually quite well. He chests that one and just kicks it away. And it's Anafawos who's on the end of this now. He'll dribble forward over the halfway line. Fadahuntsi is free on that left-hand side, and it's back out to Wishart. Wishart will just play it safe here, looks back for Inman. Inman inside Hampton and Richmond's own half here. Back out to Wishart on that left-hand side, and Wishart into Anafawos, who will just take a bit of a rollover. Nice footwork from Anafawos, and he breaks free of two Truro players here. Plays it into Seymour, who flicks it on, trying to find Donaldson. It's slightly overhit and just curves off that back line, but again, really promising play from Hampton and Richmond.
Much better there. When they're playing one touch, it seems to be throwing off the Truro defence a little bit.
Sure, and it's Harrison at the back here who has the ball for Truro City. Out to that right-hand side. Flicked on, trying to find the path of Harvey. We can't quite get on the end of that one. And instead, Dreyer will collect that from Dubois. And Deadfield now looking for the options forward. Inman on that left-hand side, just taking the ball up under some pressure from Neil. But he plays the long ball, and it's Gray who's chasing it, but he can't quite make it. And it runs off the back line before he can get there. And again, it will be a free kick, a goal kick, sorry, for Truro City. I think Hampton and Richmond doing well to just settle and calm the game after that goal, of course. A cliche that it's always the most likely to score when you've conceded when you've just scored, but they're doing well to mitigate against that. Truro City back in possession, but they're under good pressure under the press from Hampton and Richmond. They played it out, have found a gap in that press in fact, and will attack down their left-hand side. It's currently Sanders on the ball, taking it up over the halfway line. Plays it up, but it's a good tackle from Revan. Forces it back out to Dean, who plays it back into Sanders. Sanders once more under pressure from this time Anafawos, who plays it out to Fadahuntsi, and those two working together have won the ball back from Hampton Richmond, and they can Blake. Donaldson taking it over the halfway line now. He's got Gray ahead of him and Wishart out to the left. He takes the ball to Wishart. Wishart trying to play the cross in, trying to find Seymour, but it's headed away before it makes it to him. Deadfield will collect this one though. He's under pressure from Porter, and Anafawos now on the ball. Looks to play it into the box. Can't quite find Seymour. Gray now challenging for that ball, and Revan will make the interception. Revan in the centre of the pitch, just on the edge of that box, about 5 metres outside. Gray now on this right-hand side for Hampton and Richmond. Plays it up to Revan. Gray's back in support. He'll play the cross in, out to that back post. No one's there, sadly. It's headed away, but Wishart will look to collect this one, forcing number 3, Riley Lowe, to go and press that one. Wishart again on this left-hand side, still in possession here. Donaldson will pick it up now as he goes out to support. It's back out to Deadfield, and it's back into the feet of Dean Inman. Hampton and Richmond really crafting a nice bit of play here and a nice bit of pressure. Wishart just fouled there, pushed in the back, and winning that foul from number 2, Ryan Kavanagh. And this looks like a dangerous position. Deadfield now over the ball. It's just on that left-hand side, about 4 or 5 metres in from the sideline, and a bit further away from the box, but certainly a good opportunity to put it in and amongst the heads. Dreyer is up, Anafawos is up, Inman is up, Gray and Deadfield standing over the ball. Quite a lot of noise coming from the away dugout. Deadfield with his hands up, looks like he'll strike, out to the back post, aiming at Revan. It's back out to Anafawos, headed away by number 2, and it will in fact be a free kick to Truro City. Just a bit of potentially a shove in the back there in around the area, but it was a dangerous position.
I I think they'll want that one back because it was a good ball into the box.
Yeah, for sure. And Truro City just playing it out to their right-hand side now. Drop back into Palmer in the centre. Back out to Riley Lowe on that right-hand side. And trying to work it up that right-hand side, but Deadfield is there and he wins the throw, in fact. Protests from the White Tigers are waved away by that linesman, and Wishart will be there to take the throw about in the centre of Hampton and Richmond's half. Remains 1-0 here at the Beverley to the Beavers. Wishart looking to play it forward, trying to find the run of Seymour. It's headed just clear by Harrison, cut that out, but it will be a corner and another opportunity for Hampton and Richmond to go one further ahead. We're just approaching the 20-minute mark here, and it does look like the Beavers are on top so far.
Definitely. They slowed things down. Their passing has been better, and see what Jake Gray can do here.
Absolutely, it's Jake Gray on that left-hand side. He's got Anna Woes short, but he'll look to play it into the near post, headed away by striker Harvey. But it's back in Hampton and Richmond's possession. Wishart on the halfway line here. He'll just look to take it past Neil, the top scorer for Truro City. Wishart still in possession here. Back out to Anna Woes. Anna Woes just looking to find that gap. He's got Fadahunsey as an option. Tries to find Seymour, but Seymour doesn't quite read that pass, and it's instead cleared by number 5, Palmer. Played across. Inman will chase on this right-hand side. A crossfield ball from Wishart, just not managing to find the Hampton and Richmond defender. And instead it will be a Truro City throw on their left-hand side, deep into their own half. Long ball played forward onto the head of Dean Inman. Inman wins that header, plays it up to Anna Woes, who controls it well, tries to take it past, and Ravan will try to pick this up, but I think it will go once more for a Truro City throw-in on their left-hand side.
That was a good period of play where Desbois was the only one in their half. That's what we want to see, and hopefully they can continue that.
Absolutely. It's number 20, Ryan Law. He will take this throw in. He's looking for Harvey, flicked on by Neil, but it's cleared well by Dreyer, quite high up in the air, still in Hampton Richmond's own half. Law knocks it back now, and Law will have it back, playing a few quick 1-2s. The long ball over the top is trying to be found. Harvey is in chase, but Dreyer will get there first, and he just puts it out for a Truro City throw in under pressure there. Dreyer doing really well, and Law will take the throw in here into the 7, Porter, and will be, I think that's been ruled as offside.
Yep.
A good line being held by Hampton and Richmond.
Deadfield put his hand up right away. He knew that one was offside.
Looks like really good organisation when they know that that's what's happened, and they can appeal that straight away. And potentially quite sloppy there from Truro City to stray offside in that position. They wasn't a particularly long pass, but Desbois will take this. It's all the way over on this right-hand side outside the box for Hampton and Richmond. And Desbois just looking to play this one long, all the way up, trying to find Donaldson. Neither player is challenging for it, gets the ball. There's protest from Truro City, but Hampton and Richmond in possession, and Gray has it on the right-hand side. Looks to loft it over the top into the path of Fadahunsey, but Fadahunsey won't quite reach that one. And again, it will go for a goal kick. There's some protest here. I think number 8, William Dean, is just protesting that Donaldson was potentially a bit over physical there, but it looked pretty 50-50 to me. And I think there might be a bit of frustration starting to show from the White Tigers. It's a long ball from Hammond, the Truro City keeper, and it's not really won cleanly. Deadfield making a sliding tackle there, but Riley Lowe is on the attack now. Finds Palmer on the overlap. Palmer will look to cross, but Wishart does so well to just watch that one out, using his strength there, and it will be a goal kick for Adam Desbois.
That was really good from Wishart, making sure that went out for a goal kick.
Yeah, absolutely. Just showing the player out, and I think he did super well. It looked like he could even have taken a touch there. Such was the nature of the contact, but it was really well done. And it is a goal kick to Hampton and Richmond now, which Desbois looks to like he will be taking that long and to the left from the positioning of the players. Desbois now takes it long, looking for Donaldson again. The header is won by the Truro City defender, but the second one is up for Seymour, and is trying to find the path of Fadahunsey, and Fadahunsey has possession in the box here, out on that left-hand side. Donaldson plays it to Anafawose. Anafawose will look to cut inside, finds Deadfield. He's parallel with the edge of the box, plays it back out to Donaldson on that left-hand side. He'll cross it in. It's Anafawose in there, but it's Hammond who will get there first to catch the ball. And Hammond who will send it long, trying to find Harvey. Dreyer just holding him down there, but wins the ball. And it was soft from Harvey. Protest from the bench from Truro City to the referee. But Dreyer did well there just to watch that ball down. It wasn't overly physical. And he'll play it long now, headed away by Tom Harrison. And all the way to Harvey once more, but Harvey can't really get any control on that, and Inman will try to get out for the header. Neil just over the top, and it's given as a foul against the Truro City striker, and the referee just needs to get a bit of a handle on these frustrations now. He's having a word with Neil here, along with Captain Riley Lowe.
I've also just been noticing just a few communication lapses, it seems, in the Hampton and Richmond defense. Nothing super concerning, but it just seems to be... there was just one right there where it didn't seem like Wishart or Inman were really calling for the ball, but luckily they get the foul.
Yeah, and Desbois will now take this long. Can't quite find Donaldson, although the Scotsman does put his thumbs up in appreciation to Desbois. Didn't quite win the header there, but it's not too dangerous for Hampton and Richmond, and it will be Truro City throw, but deep in on their left-hand side. It's a second throw here, not really able to get control of that, but I think it was just put out again by Donaldson. Riley Lowe looks like he'll take this throw out on that left-hand side, about halfway into the White Tigers' half. Looks to play it long up to Harvey on that halfway line. Finds Neil, who heads it back, but Anafawose looks like he can get on the end of this, and he does. He breaks away from those two defenders, and he's just on the edge of that box. A really nice bit of skill there, but Law in the end comes away with it, and he'll look to break now. Up against Deadfield. Anafawose back to try and win that ball back, and the foul is given. Deadfield just going into the back of Law. Not on purpose there, but just a foul given away just inside the Truro City half. Harrison standing over this one, although I think he might pass it on to Hammond, the goalkeeper. He plays it short in the end to Harrison, and Harrison will spread this one out to Palmer. Palmer just inside the Truro City half, tries to find Neil, and it's instead cleared, and Fadahunsey has possession now. He breaks away from his marker, trying to find Seymour, but it's just slightly overhit, and Harrison can watch this one out of play, and it will be a goal kick to James Hammond.
I think Seymour was expecting that just a second earlier, but then he had straight offside, so again, it's just those fine margins that they seem to be really impressive in attack, but it's just that final third, they're just not quite linking up.
Gray wins it back high up the pitch, plays it into Anafawose. It's back out to Ravan, back into Anafawose. One back by Harvey, and it's played into Neil. Harvey and Neil now just stringing some nice passes together in the centre, but nowhere too concerning for Hampton and Richmond. They do force them back into their own half. Harvey on the halfway line, a good tackle from Deadfield, but it's cleared by Sanders, and it's played up. Anafawose just lifting it over into the path of Fadahunsey, and he's met by a challenge from Harrison there, and it's just headed out. It will be a throw in to Hampton and Richmond. I'll tell you what is happening really well. When Truro City do get possession and do look to break forward, Hampton and Richmond are really good at getting back into that shape, getting back into possession and winning the ball back, which we have seen on a number of occasions here.
I've been really impressed by Deadfield, the pressure that he's been putting on as soon as we lose the ball.
Ravan will take the throw here into Deadfield, back out to Ravan, and I think it'll be a second throw in here on this right hand side. Just working that pressure well, back into Gray and back out to Ravan once more, and Ravan and Gray just lost possession here, but will look to fight and win this back. It's cleared, but only as far as Wishart, who's still in the Truro City half. He's under pressure from Neil, but does really well to turn out of that pressure, and Wishart can now carry forward. He plays it out towards the left to Donaldson, who just looks to get the ball out from his feet, plays it across the right, trying to find Ravan. It's headed down by Law, and Gray will chase that one. Can't quite get on the end of it, under pressure from Porter. But once more, right on the halfway line, it will be a throw-in for Hampton and Richmond on this right-hand side. And they'll drop it back into their defence, just play it around, maybe regain a bit of composure. Dreyer on the ball now, out to Ravan on this right-hand side. Back out to Dreyer. Dreyer just across to Inman. Some really nice passing moves and just building up that possession at the moment. Inman looks to find Anna Woes long. It's cleared by Palmer into Donaldson, and just I think that's one back by Wishart, but he's stayed on the ground. I think he made the tackle from the ground there. Anna Woes looks to get away. He went to ground and then won the ball back from the ground. Some really nice acrobatics from Hampton and Richmond. Gray plays it into the path of Anna Woes. Anna Woes, could he shoot here? He's in the box. He's just tackled as he makes that dangerous run. It's all the way back out to Wishart, but Wishart does have possession, and Deadfield on the ball. Back out to Wishart. Out to Donaldson on that left-hand side. He has the potential to cross. Instead, he knocks it infield to Deadfield, and Deadfield wins the foul in even more dangerous position than before. It's just on the edge of that box, about a metre or so away, potentially 2 metres actually, maybe 3 as the referee pushes that ball back a little bit more. It's Anna Woes, Gray and Deadfield all stood over this one, and it's out. It's on the left-hand side of the box, just inside that line, signalling the end. If you can hear some shouting, that will be the away bench.
Very similar position to our last free kick, maybe 5 minutes ago. We'll see if we can.
Yeah, hopefully we can benefit from this one. We've got Dreyer, Fadahunsi and Inman all in the box. Ravan just on the outside, whether this is a part of a work routine. Donaldson wandering towards that near post run. Looks like it'll be Deadfield to swing this one into the back post, trying to find Inman. Inman heads it back down, but it is cleared there by the Truro City defence, and it's out once more for a throw-in on the right-hand side.
Looks like Ryan Law is struggling a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there, but he was limping a little.
Okay, I think in the clearance it was just a bit of a melee, shall we say, in and around the box, and
just pointing to his stomach. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
Oh yep.
No medics needed, and he's back on his feet, so I think we're all right and good to continue here. Ravan looking to take the throw-in. He's got Gray and Fadahunsi as options. Fadahunsi making that run, receives to his feet, plays it back out to Ravan. Ravan now just in that corner flag, and appeals from both teams. I'm not sure. I think it might be another Hampton and Richmond throw-in. And Hampton and Richmond just playing it all the way back out to Dreyer. Thank you very much, because I can now see. Ravan on this right-hand side, once more in possession. Anna Woes plays that one in, but just swings it over the bar there.
I've been impressed with Dreyer so far. You know, Mel was asking for some more composure, and for coming in so late to the lineup, he's been looking really composed and calm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder if that late change has been a bit of the unsettling that's just caused some of those lapses in communication that we've been talking about. Harvey wins the header though, speaking of that, and Truro have found their way into the box, but Ravan makes the tackle well, clears that out towards Truro City's left-hand side. It will be a throw-in to the White Tigers, I think. Unless there's been a free kick given there.
Sorry for some fruity language if you're hearing that as well.
Yeah, I think that will be a free kick, and I think that was the... oh no, it's in fact given as a throw to Hampton and Richmond. It looked like a throw to Truro, but must have come off one of their players, and Ravan will take this one. Looks to go long, trying to find Fadahunsi. All about level with us in this commentary box here, but it will be a throw-in that Law will take for Truro. Not plays it in to Dean, and Dean is once more in possession, trying to play and find Neil. Neil knocks it back across field towards that left to Palmer. Palmer now looking for options out on that right hand side for Truro City. Plays it out to Riley Lowe, who plays across him, but Inman heads away first. No one really challenging for that. Riley Lowe once more in possession after that clearance, and Neil picks this up on the edge of the box. Riley Lowe back on the ball on that right hand side, back into Neil on the edge of the box. A nice bit of link up. Harvey takes the shot, but it just skews wide of the goal, and Dubois can watch that one roll the right side of his post for him. Bit of probably some of the best play we've potentially seen from Truro so far.
was going to say, I think that's the best we've seen for I think their first play was in about the 3rd minute. We're now entering the 34th minute, so it's been about 30 minutes since we've seen that wave of pressure.
Yeah, which is really good sign for Hampton and Richmond, and nice and relaxing for us, I guess. But let's see if we can get maybe 2 goals ahead at half-time would be nice.
I was going to say, it's only a one goal game currently.
It's not the most comforting of cushions, but it's 35 minutes played. They've got 10 minutes until the half. Dubois takes his goal kick along. It will be a throw for Riley Lowe on that far side, on the right-hand side for Truro City. It's just inside their half here, just inside the halfway line, although he does run past that halfway line and taking the throw. It's up, headed away well by, I think, a combination of Dean Inman and Dan Wishart in attempt to find Harvey, and it will be Riley Lowe once more. It's played back out to him after the throw. He plays it all the way back to Palmer, and Palmer with a looping crossfield ball to find Law in the left-hand corner, and it was a really nice ball, but Law just couldn't quite control that, and it will be a throw-in instead to Ravan. And the wind really whipping up here, as I'm sure you can hear in these microphones. But Ravan to take the throw on the right-hand side for Hampton and Richmond. Fada Hunsey showing himself as an option. Instead it will go to Anafal Woes. He plays it into Deadfield, and Seymour is on the chase here now. Seymour applying that pressure we know he's so good at doing, and Harrison is on the ball here. Anafal Woes out to pressure Palmer, plays it out to Riley Lowe, and that pressure has worked really well, and Wishart's won that on the left hand side, but he has just been tackled by Riley Lowe, and Truro City can now look to attack. It's number 6 Sanders out on this left hand side, looks to play it into Harvey. He can't quite get that under control, and instead it's into Gray. Dreyer on the ball now, just in the Hampton and Richmond half. Dean Inman just playing out to Wishart, and Hampton and Richmond just gaining a bit more composure once more. Settling into this after a bit of frantic possession for Truro City. Dreyer in possession, playing it out to Ravan on this right-hand side. Ravan under pressure from Law, and Harvey once more pressuring Dreyer. I think in these past 10 minutes it looks like Truro City have just upped the press a little bit more, but Seymour now in the middle of the pitch, just playing it out to Ravan. Deadfield up to Seymour. Seymour getting closer to that box, and he plays it across to Anafal Woes, out to Wishart on the left-hand side. Wishart trying to find Fada Hunsey, does so. Fada Hunsey on the edge of the box here. He's in a dangerous place, plays it out to Anafal Woes on the left-hand side. Riley Lowe is trying to defend this. Anafal Woes trying to cut inside with the great footwork, plays the cross in, can't quite find Fada Hunsey, but it'll be out to Deadfield on the edge of the box. Can he shoot? Looks to find Gray. Gray pokes it out towards Ravan on this right-hand side, and Ravan will pick this up just before it goes out of play. Plays it back out to Deadfield on the right-hand side. Deadfield looking to play the ball into the edge of the D. Anafal Woes can get ahead on this. The goalkeeper comes out. He doesn't quite manage to collect it, and there were protests for a foul because the Hammond didn't get on the end of that one, but it crawls across the back line, and it will be out for a goal kick here.
What a ball from Jay Gray, though. That was beautiful.
Absolutely. Great ball into the box, and a really good bit of pressure there.
And Hammond maybe a little bit lucky because he did not get on the end of that.
No, certainly not. And if Anafal Woes had been able to connect with that, you feel it would have been 2-0. Truro City back in possession here. And Sanders on the ball on this right-hand side. Number 18, Tom Harrison, across to Edward Palmer on the right-hand side for Truro City, and Riley Lowe just tackled, and he hasn't been able to win the throw. Rolls it away in protest, and I think they were talking a little bit about the refereeing in that Jake Gray 22 Club episode. He was saying there was a slight inconsistency with the refereeing in terms of kicking the ball away, but he liked that rule. Dan Wishart now out on that left-hand side. Just goes to ground, manages to retain possession. I think there will be a foul given here for Wishart. It's inside Hampton and Richmond box. He tries to find Seymour quickly, flicks it on, and Anafal Woes doesn't quite read that one, but it is given for offside. I think Seymour in the build-up there was offside, and it will instead be a free kick to Truro City.
Wind really picking up here.
Yeah. Really getting the atmosphere, I think. Natural sound is doing well. Hammond looking to play this long. Got the likes of Harvey under this. I think Harvey going to challenge with Dreyer. Neither gets to it. Harvey just moving under Dreyer as he tries to take that, taking Dreyer out, and it will be a free kick to Hampton and Richmond inside their own half. And it'll be Adam Dubois up to take this one.
Harvey just getting a little bit frustrated. I've seen it in the last couple of plays. He's just let his emotion show quite a bit when he's lost the ball.
I think he's not quite getting the service that he'd like on the end of those balls. And Dubois will now look to take this one long out to the right-hand side, looking for a van. He can't quite find him. Goes out to Harvey, just pushing Deadfield away from the ball there. I think the Hampton Richmond players just using that frustration a little bit now, and it's played across pitch to Palmer. Palmer out on that right-hand side. He'll knock it back infield to Harrison. Harrison all the way back out to their left-hand side, and it's Sanders who will look to take this one forward down the left. Gray makes an excellent interception, and he can break forward now. Tries to find Seymour, and Seymour one-on-one with Harrison now, but he's waiting for support, and he does so well. Finds Deadfield in the centre. Deadfield out to Ravan. Ravan can look to cut it in at the byline, gets the cross in, and it's just cleared well by Truro City, but there were bodies in the box for Hampton and Richmond, and certainly the pressure is upping, and it will be a corner for the Beavers here. Deadfield to take from that right-hand side. Anna Woes in support for the short pass. Deadfield, single hand in the air. Swings the ball in to that far post. Tries to find Inman, but Inman just wide of that far post.
Deflected off Truro.
I think that will be another corner though, and more chance for Hampton and Richmond pressure. It's a bit of a scrap at that back post, and Dreyer, it looked like it just went over Dreyer's head and then got to Inman, but as you said, deflected. And it's Jake Gray that will take this one off the left-hand side. Just trying to organise his players a little bit. And again, single hand raised in the air. Plays it in, back to that back post for Inman. Inman plays it back across, but it's just swept clear by Truro City all the way back out to Wishart at the halfway line. He will pick this up now and look to build something once more. Tries to play it back into the box straight away, but it's Hammond that will get on the end of this to clutch the ball and set Law free down this left-hand side. Law with pace, outrunning Inman at the moment, but Inman looks to get back. Deadfield making a good challenge. Neil trying to swing this into the path of Harvey, but doesn't quite manage it, and instead Dubois will collect, and Hampton and Richmond can settle a little bit more. Bit of a frantic passage there.
Definitely, and Inman did well to get back, track back, because he was the most forward player there for a second, but him with the help of Deadfield.
It's long by Dubois. Headed back, but Anna Woes will pick this up into a van. Anna Woes tries to play it on into the path of Gray, but it's slightly overhit and just off that back line for a goal kick. I think Hampton and Richmond just finding that rhythm a little bit more now in this game. We've hit the 42-minute mark, so we are approaching half-time. 1-0 at the moment still for the Beavers. And of course, if you want to get in on this action, you can get tickets at the link on this video for Tuesday night's game against St Albans and next Saturday's game in the FA Trophy against Macclesfield. And it's played long, Neil in possession, but Ravan does well to win it back. The throw-in is given the way of Truro City, despite the protest from Hampton and Richmond. It's number 7, Adam Porter, on the ball now. He plays it back out to Harrison in defence. Harrison out to Sanders. Sanders back into Harrison. Just building up a bit of possession here, but it's back into Porter, and Porter will now look to take this forward, trying to find Neil, and it's Dreyer who will get there first, just looking to watch it off the back line, and does really well, winning the goal kick, and Neil just muscled off the ball a little bit there. Dreyer, superb stuff.
Him and Wishart have both done a really good job keeping that strength, letting the ball go out for the goal kick we've seen it a couple times from both of them today.
And that's really, really helpful with the kind of long ball game that Truro City have seemed to be playing here. Not getting much joy from it at the moment. Dubois will take the goal kick here. Looks like it will be heading out towards that left-hand side. Takes it long over the halfway line, looking to find Donaldson. Donaldson being held down by Palmer, and it's across to Law here, who look to play up this left-hand side, trying to find Neil. I think Harvey and Neil have swapped which sides they're playing on up front for Truro City. And Sanders will look to play it forward into the path of Porter. But can't quite find him, I think. Instead, it will be gone for a throw-in here, which Ravan will take on the right-hand side. Ravan just dropping it in to the path of Fadahunsey. Fadahunsey can't quite retain possession, but he has won the throw-in again. And it'll be Ravan to take this once more.
Just getting into the 45th minute.
Yeah. And I think, as you say that, just wandering up with this, and I think it'll be a minute added time. And will be a goal kick. I think there was an offside there from the throw-in, and it will be a free kick for Truro City. Yeah. A nice cushion to go in with at half-time, but potentially, would you have hoped it to be more?
Yes, and I know that this has been the buzzword of the day, but you really hope that they can keep their, say it with me now, their composure for the second half, because they really have. They've had most of the ball. They've had quite a few good chances. They just haven't been able to find the final product beyond the, I believe it was a 13-minute goal. But yeah, they've been playing well, but keeping the pressure high, and hopefully they can keep it up into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And just off the conversation we've just been having, Dean Inman did a really good job of just watching the ball off the back line there from a long goal kick. And it will be Dubois with a goal kick at the other end here. Once more, looking to go long towards that left-hand side. Both hands raised in the air here. And ball goes long. Again, aiming for Donaldson. But that is the whistle for half-time. It ends the first half 1-0 to Hampton and Richmond, 1-0 to your host, the Beavers, at the Beverly. It was a goal from Fadahunsey, his first for the club. A really well-taken finish after a nice movement down the left involving Dan Wishart, just firing high into the back of the net. And well finished off to get that one-goal cushion. Hampton and Richmond have had the share of possession here, have managed to dominate the match, but Truro City have looked dangerous on the counter at times and certainly haven't been helped by the wind, nor have we with these microphones. But Julia, what do you make of that first half performance?
Love the pressure I'm seeing, love the strength, very impressed by Dreyer, and I've been very impressed by, I think Anna Fawos and Fadahunsey have probably been the standout players so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll take a short break here. That will give you chance in the halftime break to get your tickets for St Albans at home on Tuesday and Macclesfield at home on Saturday. But for now, please do join us in the second half. Welcome back to commentary and Radio Beaver TV of Hampton and Richmond versus Truro City here at the Beverly. You join us at half-time, or we join you back at half-time. The team's just coming back out here. Hampton and Richmond, of course, are 1-0 up through a goal from Fada Huntzy. We do have confirmation over that half-time break that Luis Fernandez took a knock in the warm-up, and that's why he didn't start, and why we saw the introduction of Sam Dreyer from the off. Hopefully he'll be all right, and it won't be anything too serious and just a precaution, but we do have confirmation that that's what's happening. So the teams are back out here. Julia, what are you hoping for from this second half?
Composure. Perhaps a couple goals for the Beavers as well. But obviously Dreyer had quite big shoes to fill by stepping in for Luis Fernandez from that injury in the warm-up. But he's done really well so far. Hopefully more of that, and maybe keep a clean sheet, because it's been a bit.
Yeah, there have been times where it seemed a bit fraught maybe at the back, and obviously a little bit of a shake-up. I don't know if have Inman and Dreyer, they won't have played together an awful lot before, I imagine, but there is going to be a substitution here for the visitors. And it will be Oliver Bray, their new signing, that is being introduced here. Did you catch who that was for?
I do believe it was for their top goal scorer, yes, Andrew Neal.
So this is a big change here for the visitors, potentially. We've got Ollie Bray putting their faith in the new man. He's come on loan from Aldershot Town for a month-long loan. We've not seen an awful lot of Ryan Kavanagh, I wouldn't say, for the Cardiff City man who's on loan, but they do kick off now, and it's Kavanagh who kicks them off. And they're in possession. Harvey nods it forward, trying to find that man Bray, but it's cleared well, and Fada Huntzy has it just inside the Truro City half now. One back by Law. He's out on the right-hand side for Truro City. Truro City now, of course, kicking left to right. Well, Hampton and Richmond will be attacking right to left. It's a long ball over the top, and it will be Connor Riley Lowe who chases this down. He manages to keep it in. Inman there for the challenge, but it isn't cleared, and it's scored at the near post. That is a goal for Truro City inside the first minute of the second half, and it couldn't have been much of a worse start for Hampton and Richmond after the restart. It was poked home at the near post, and Dean Inman failed to clear there. And it really worked by their captain, Connor Riley Lowe, down this near side. And they're back on level terms here, Truro City.
That took about 30 seconds. Definitely not the start that Hampton and Richmond wanted to the second half. They look a little deflated, which is not what you want. There's still a lot of the game left, but let's restart now.
Yep. Hampton and Richmond back to level pegging, and they must go again and start from where they started, but we know they're capable. They did it in the first half, and it's a slight blip there. It's not what they'll have wanted, but they're more than capable of getting back into this one. It's a pass play forward, and new signing Oliver Bray certainly keen to get in on the action there. I think it will be out for a throw-in to Hampton and Richmond on this left-hand side. Looks like Wishart will take that one. Wishart back into the feet of Dean Inman, played across to Desbois, and Desbois looking to take this one long. He does so, goes over the halfway line all the way up to Ben Seymour, and it's trying to find Donaldson, didn't quite reach his head, and Truro City certainly looked to have had a bit of something injected into them in terms of a team talk at half-time, and Dean Inman just forced into a clearance under pressure from Bray there. The new man certainly adding a new impetus up front for Truro City. It's a throw-in on the right-hand side for Truro City, taken by Riley Lowe. And just in this far corner, we can't really see what's going on, but it will be another throw-in. I'm struggling. I could do with some high heels here, maybe. Riley Lowe just waiting to take that throw in, looking for options here on the right hand side, quite close to that corner flag. Looks to take the long throw, finds Bray. Bray knocks it back, and Harvey just fires wide and over. Real let off once more for Hampton and Richmond, and it was almost identical to that first goal scored by Truro City. And that move is looking dangerous, Julia.
That was not far away. This is definitely not the start that the Beavers would have wanted. Looking very dangerous down the right wing.
For sure, and it is, thankfully, a goal kick for Adam Dubois. But Ollie Brace, certainly, the man on loan from Aldershot Town, has really changed this game, despite Andrew Neal being the top scorer. And Fada Hunsey just trying to get under a goal kick from Dubois, manages to flick it on, but it does go off the sideline, and it will be a throw-in on the right-hand side for Truro City. Connor Riley Lowe, the captain, will take this one. Riley Lowe looks to go long, finds Harvey. Harvey looks to flick it on. Dreyer heads clear over that halfway line. Is headed back in by Dean. Played long, Dreyer. Bit of head tennis going on at the moment. It's down on the floor though, and it's Kavanagh that has possession. Plays it out to Riley Lowe, and Riley Lowe will attack once more down this right-hand side. Dean Inman with the clearance, trying to find Fada Hunsey, headed away instead by Truro City. Donaldson heads it back, and it's a bit fraught, but Fada Hunsey has it down on the ground now. A good tackle there by Edward Palmer, and it's a throw-in on the near side, this left-hand side for Hampton and Richmond, and it'll be Deadfield to take this one. It won't, in fact, he gives it to Wishart. He was looking to play it fast, and instead Wishart takes this, plays it into Dreyer, and it's just being played around the back at the moment. But Wishart has space on the left-hand side, and he'll look to take it past Kavanagh there, plays it up to Fada Hunsey. Fada Hunsey in to Anna Woes. Anna Woes on the edge of the box, trying to find Donaldson at the byline. Donaldson keeps it in, but he's just pushed out of play by Palmer, and it instead, and he's given a foul away, but there is now a pile-on from a number of Truro City players, and it's looking like a little bit of argy-bargy just going on down there. The Connor Riley Lowe, the player that was fouled, is still down on the ground. Donaldson did appear to just walk away, but I think under the kind of a few pushes from the Truro City.
Yeah, William Dean coming in with some late pushes after it kind of simmered down a little bit. I'm kind of stoking things back up, but they are walking away now.
Referee, it's a red card for Rory Donaldson. I'm not quite sure what that's been given for, but Donaldson has been sent his marching orders. There are protests from Hampton and Richmond. That seems exceptionally harsh. I didn't see him provoke anything in the fight, so I imagine that'll be for the initial foul. And it looks like there's been signals that he's been kicking out. Gray is talking to the referee, and Donaldson hasn't gone off the pitch yet, but he will be making his way to the dugout. And Hampton and Richmond suddenly are down to 10 men.
I am flabbergasted.
Seems a very strange decision.
There was a lot of pushing from Truro players and kind of adding on to it while everyone was kind of trying to walk away. There was a little bit, okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what the initial incident was. There was a series of trips potentially in that box. I'm not sure whether Donaldson did end up kicking out at one of the Truro City players, but it certainly looked innocuous to me. Certainly didn't look like a red card offence, but he is gone and Donaldson is off the pitch. Hampton and Richmond are down to 10 men, and it remains 1-1.
They have about 40 minutes to play with 10 men.
Yeah. Certainly changed the shape of what this game might look like now. There is, in fact, a substitution in the offing for Hampton and Richmond. Pip Blado warming up. I imagine this is a tactical change given what's just happened. It will be Anna Woes who will leave the field, and Pip Blado, he will replace him.
Man, what a shame, because Anna Woes had been playing really well. Obviously, you got to make a change with a shocking change of events like that, but
it's a really frustrating change to have to make. Obviously, Pip Blado can add quality on the field, but to be forced into that, I think Hampton and Richmond now going into a 4-4-1 with Seymour, the lone man, up front. It's currently a throw-in for Hampton and Richmond inside their own half on that left-hand side, and they'll look to try and re-establish some kind of control of this game. And Edward Palmer just doing well to pull that up, but it's getting very feisty in this game. And number 2, Kavanagh, just getting in on the act of just pushing Deadfield's shirts. certainly turning a bit scrappy, and Wishart with a long throw here, trying to find Pip Blado. It's cleared instead by Riley Lowe, and it will be a throw-in on the left-hand side, sorry, for Hampton and Richmond. Deadfield plays it short to Wishart. Wishart looking to find the cross. Seymour in the box making a run. Wishart now trying to find that cross. There's appeals for handball, and it certainly looked like there were some, but it's not been given. Referee plays wave on. I thought that hit his shoulder, his elbow.
It was pretty close to his body though.
Yeah,
it would have been a harsh one. Yeah,
position. Maybe I'm just riled by that seemingly harsh red card.
Whatever an unnatural position is.
Yeah, exactly. To me, I wouldn't bend my arm in that position. So it's out on the left-hand side now with Truro City, and just knocking it around. They know that they can potentially just control this match a little more than they were previously, and it's Palmer now on this right-hand side. He looks to play it long over the top, trying to find Riley Lowe, the captain. He's in behind Wishart, dinks it over to the far post. It's up from Law. Harvey looks to head in, and there's a bit of miscommunication, but it does go over, and luckily that is a bit of a let-off once more. Desbois and Dreyer seeming to just get a bit tangled up in that. Desbois wanted to go for himself, Dreyer was going for the header, but in the end the ball does go over and land on the top of the net.
A lot happening, because also I'm not sure what's happening off the field, but the Truro assistant manager has been barking at the Hampton and Richmond bench.
I'm sure there's been some disagreement over the awarding of that red card, and I wouldn't be surprised. But Desbois looks to play it long. See, that doesn't help to Hampton and Richmond's shortages in midfield at the moment if Donaldson has handed that suspension. But it's been cleared by Dan Wishart, and it will be a throw-in for Riley Lowe on the right-hand side for Truro. He's just taking his time over this one, and it's a long throw. Piblado challenges, wins the ball off Harvey. It nearly ended up in this gantry, but not quite. How do you think that red card might change this game then?
Oh boy, I mean, it's already making it a little bit more of a feisty affair, but who's to say? Maybe it'll make them band together, because it did seem a bit harsh, so maybe that's just the fire that Hampton and Richmond need to get going, but early days.
Yeah, indeed. And Desbois back on the ball now. I think what most surprised me about that red is that the referee showed no indication of giving it prior to that kerfuffle, which didn't seem to be the fault of Donaldson, but we shall see. It's a long ball played, I think, by Dreyer, and it's just gone out. Couldn't quite find Fadahunsey there, and Riley Lowe will once more have a throw-in on this right-hand side. Fadahunsey just trying to throw it long. Piblado challenging Harvey, and he wins the header. It's a bit pinballing around here. Piblado wins another header, and Seymour with a great first touch takes it away from the defender, who Kavanagh does manage to win it back. That man on loan from Cardiff City, recently signed for Truro City. 2 debuts in fact for the visitors here today. Riley Lowe with the throw. Once more on the right hand side. Certainly livened up a bit here at the Beverly, and Jake Gray looks to play the long ball over the top to Fadahunsey, but it's slightly overhit, and it will go into the hands of James Hammond.
We did just have our first verbal warning from the ref to speed up the play for the throw-ins, because it looks like they have been doing a little bit of gamesmanship, slowing down the game a little bit.
Certainly think so from Truro City. They can probably see a few more points now that that red card has been handed, which I think is a credit to how Hampton and Richmond were playing in the first half, that they hadn't perhaps seen that in sight. But they are on the attack once more, and Law looks to play it in from the left-hand side, but it is blocked well by, I think, Sam Deadfield. I do need my prescription updating. It will be a corner to Truro City out on their left-hand side. It looks like it's William Dean wandering over to take that one, and a ball's been hit over his way. I'm not quite sure where. Oh, he's being asked to move a pole that's been put, I think, from warming up potentially at half-time. He's been asked to remove that one. William Dean doing a bit of a groundsman duty there. But Dean, with one hand raised in the air, will look to swing this one in. It goes all the way to the far post. Dreher's up highest, but it's played back across, and it's a scrap in the box. No one can quite clear it. It is eventually cleared. There's hands raised in the air, but they have survived. Kavanagh will look to play it long. He almost goes for the shot himself there from an audacious range and ends up just playing it straight into the hands of Desbois. But that was heart palpitations moments for Hampton and Richmond's fans.
It was hard to see what was going in. I did think that went in for a second, but got a little bit lucky, finally found a way to kick it out.
Yeah, certainly pinballing around that box in a number of directions. But Ravan will now try and find Fadahuntsi at the top. It's cleared by Harrison, and it's all the way up to Harvey now, who will look to turn away from Dreher. He goes down. Dreher is trying to chase that down, but he's under pressure from number 7, Adam Porter, but Desbois manages to take that from his feet.
Really nice work from Desbois there, calling off Dreher, calling ball, taking control. I think Hampton and Richmond, the Beavers, just need to calm down a little bit. Obviously, there was a lot of excitement with that red card, but just need
saying that, we've got Fadahuntsi just outside the box, and he's passed it back out to Deadfield. And it's out to Wishart on this left-hand side now, and hopefully the Beavers can start to build a bit of an attacking play here. Wishart playing it in field to Fadahuntsi, who's on the edge of the box. He just misreads the run of Pip Blado, who walks over the ball instead of taking it. I think Fadahuntsi expected him to take it from him there. It's cleared by Riley Lowe in a somewhat hasty clearance, and Dreher can head that out wide, but Harvey will pick it up. Wishart's done really well to get back there and just wins the throw-in off Harvey's head, slightly comically. Wishart now with the throw-in on this left-hand side for Hampton and Richmond. They have position. And Pip Blado will head this on, trying to find Fadahuntsi. It's just hooked back by number 5, Palmer, for Truro City. And Pip Blado looked to take the throw, and instead handed it down to Wishart. But it will be a throw-in inside the Truro half on the left-hand side for Hampton and Richmond. And they are seeming to work their way a bit more into this game now, following that red card incident. Wishart into Seymour. Seymour flicks it to Pip Blado on the edge of that box there. Wishart just knocking it into the path of Deadfield, and Deadfield does really well to win that from Riley Lowe. Tries to get the cross and really unluckily takes the rebound, which sees Truro City win the throw-in. Really good work by Deadfield just to get away from his marker, and Riley Lowe did well to get back and win the block there. Win the block, make the block. Riley Lowe with a long throw-in once more. Pip Blado challenging Harvey to this one. Bray wins the second header, but Dean Inman's there to sweep up, and he knocks it long, trying to find Seymour. Seymour up, doesn't quite win the header. It's flicked on by Ryan Kavanagh, and Dreher will sweep this up at the back now. Desbois back on the ball here. Played out to Wishart on the left-hand side, but he can't, a bit too high over his head, and it will be a throw-in to Truro City on the left-hand side. Number 3, Riley Lowe, likely to take this one again.
Today's attendance, 1,119. Thank you so much for your continued support.
Just had an announcement of the attendance here. Really good crowd, 1,119 down at the Bev today. If you want to be one of those on Tuesday evening, see the link for tickets in the description of this video, or equally next Saturday in the FA Trophy against Macclesfield, a bumper crowd expected. Get down to that one and get your tickets in the link now. And Truro City are on the attack once more. Palmer just carrying up towards the edge of that box. They're on their right-hand side attacking now. Palmer once more on it, and he's won the throw-in deep into the Hampton and Richmond half near that corner flag. Riley Lowe once more sauntering over to that ball. Riley Lowe, a member of the Exeter City Academy. And it's played in back out, and Fadahuntsi has won this one. He's trying to get it away, but Kavanagh wins it back, and Ollie Bray will try and get that one. It's a foul, and it's given the way of Truro City. I think that was slightly harsh, I'm not sure. It's just a bit of maybe shoving in the build-up to that one, but it's a dangerous looking place for Truro City to have won this foul. Just a few metres away from the box. on the right-hand side.
Which is the side that's been causing trouble in the early part of this half for the Beavers.
Absolutely. It's 20 minutes into the second half, just approaching the 65-minute mark. William Dean stands over this dead ball. Hampton Richmond have all their players back defending this one. Dean swings it into the far post, headed away by Dreyer well, and Gray will chase this one down. Knocked back all the way to Law on the halfway line, and that's back out to Dean just inside the centre circle. He plays the ball out wide to the far left-hand side. It's swung in by Porter and it's headed by Bray, but it's just wide of that near post. And it's a really good ball in by Porter. Bray gets on the end of it well, the new signing, but it's not a good finish from the Aldershot Town man. And good pressure from the Hampton and Richmond defence, so Desbois will have the goal kick here.
What a debut so far, though, for Ollie Bray, coming in just after this signing was announced just yesterday, I believe, and he's been the game changer so far for Truro City.
Yeah, absolutely. You can expect to see him potentially starting in that starting lineup a little bit more in future. Desbois plays it long. Pip Blado's under to challenge, but Harrison wins the header. Dreyer wins the second header to head it back up. They win the advantage here as Riley Lowe surges down this right-hand side once more. Certainly refreshed impetus from Truro City. I'm not sure what the manager, Paul Wotton, said at half-time, but it's certainly energised the White Tigers. It's a throw-in for Hampton and Richmond to be taken by Wishart on the left-hand side, deep inside their own half. In fact, Desbois is providing an option, but it will be up, headed on by Pip Blado. Fella Huntsley's just being held back by Palmer there, but the ball was indeed won by William Dean, who clears all the way off the back line, and it will be a goal kick for Adam Desbois.
The ball kind of seems to be stuck in this deep part of the left-hand side for the Beavers.
Yeah, we just seem to reach a bit of a lull in play, not quite as fraught or frantic as we might have seen early in this half. Desbois will look to play this long to the left-hand side. All the way up, aiming for Pip Blado. He gets under it but doesn't quite win the header against Palmer, and Bray will chase this one down, but Dreyer is first to it, just nods it out to the right-hand side, and nearly landed on the top of the gantry.
Oh, but what a
rolled
bounce back onto the field.
Almost like some kind of machine that rolls the balls back in play. It's attack again once more, and Kavanagh is on it on the edge of the box. Porter has it, sprays it out wide to Law on that left-hand side. He cuts inside past Dreyer, but it's managed to be cleared well by Gray, and it's Ben Seymour who's managed to get on the end of it, and he'll look to attack. He's still got possession despite challenges from 2 or 3 players, keeping it, holding it up really well for Hampton and Richmond to get forward in their numbers. Gray has possession now. He's just playing a couple of 1-2s with Seymour, and Ravan is up in support on that right-hand side. Gray and Ravan just exchanging some passes, some really nice work down this right-hand side. Ravan still in possession, but just tackled on the edge of that box, and Porter plays it upfield towards Harvey. Harvey inside the Hampton, the Truro half right now, but he launches it upfield, and Dean Inman can collect that one easily and just dribble it back up towards the halfway line. Into Dreyer, Deadfield back to help out, and he looks to play the long ball which Seymour can chase onto. He's in a race with Hammond, and Hammond gets there first outside his box, looks to play it long. He finds Dreyer, but Harvey wins there first, and it's just a bit of a push in the back from Dreyer, who's on the wrong side of Harvey, and Harvey wins the free kick just inside the Truro half. He plays it all the way across to this right-hand side where we know they've had joy before, and it's Riley Lowe on the ball now, out on this right-hand side. Plays it back into Kavanagh, and Kavanagh across to Dean. Dean out to Sanders. Sanders all the way across to that left-hand side where he finds Porter. Out to Law higher up, back into Porter. And Truro City just stringing together some passes around the back. They know they have the one-man advantage now. Playing it into the midfield. Dean, the man that's good from dead ball situations, pings one all the way out to Law on that left-hand side. And Law will look to fire in the cross, Dreyer gets there first. He clears out towards the left-hand side. It's almost at the halfway line, but Sanders is there to pick it up and pass it back in to Harrison around the centre circle just inside the Truro half. It's Kavanagh adding depth to this right-hand side now. Back out to Palmer. Just a real spell of possession here for Truro. Not rushing anything and just probably taking advantage of the fact that they do have a little bit less pressure than perhaps Hampton and Richmond were able to put on in that first half with an extra man. And Palmer will look to play the cross in. It's not quite cleared from Inman. Harvey will look to get back on it, but it is a foul against Gray. Harvey not quite getting the ball and instead getting Gray. And the referee does award the free kick, and Dubois will take this one just outside his box. Is there a way back in for Hampton and Richmond now?
Yeah, but they gotta stay calm. I mean, use some of that energy, but we're seeing more pushes in the back, more fouls given away, and they're just not being able to control the tempo.
What I would say is their goal in the first half did seem to come a little bit against the run of play, Hampton and Richmond, so I wouldn't put it past them to create something. It's Pip Blado now on this left-hand side, plays it back out to Deadfield. They're about level with the edge of the box right on the touchline on the left-hand side. It's Wishart now working it with Pip Blado. He's got Pip Blado on the overlap, but he plays it instead inside to Deadfield. Deadfield into Seymour, who's just outside the box in the centre. Is cut out well by Kavanagh, and Truro City will look to attack now. But Gray wins it back in a really dangerous position. He's surging forward. Fadahunsey not quite communicating, and he takes the shot, but it's blocked really well by Harrison. Harrison down in some pain, holding his knee. I'm not sure whether that was impact or whether he twisted that a bit funny. He is back on his feet, being checked by the referee. That was really close chance.
Yeah, just Jake Ray and who was
Fadahunsey.
Thank you. It's like and Fadahunsey just getting in each other's way a little bit. Fadahunsey just couldn't get out of the way quick enough. Really great chance. That was. I mean, this is the best attack we've had so far, and we're getting near the 70th minute.
Ravan has the throw in here though on the right hand side. It's another opportunity for Hampton and Richmond. Deadfield back out to Ravan, and Ravan drops it for Dreyer. Dreyer plays a looping cross in towards that back post. Pip Blado looking to sweep up, but in the end Riley Lowe is forced into the header to clear that, and it will be a throw in for Hampton and Richmond on the left hand side. Wishart will take. It's Seymour, Pip Blado, Gray all offering at this throw in. Wishart just waiting for the right opportunity and instead plays it into Deadfield, who knocks it on to Seymour on the edge of the box. It's hoofed into the air by the Truro defender, and Harvey will look to get under it. Dreyer is also there. It rolls out, and Wishart will just sweep this back to Dubois. Bray trying to press, and Dubois doing really well to take him out with one pass to Dean Inman. And Wishart just playing this across to Dreyer now, out to that right-hand side. It looked like he was going to pass to Ravan, but instead he took it up himself. Deadfield under a bit of pressure here from Dean. But Fadahunsey now in possession. He's dropped deeper to help in possession. And Seymour with a quick pass to Gray finds Pip Blado out on the left of the box. He looks to shoot, but it's blocked really well once more by that man, Edward Palmer.
Much better spell of play here from the Beavers. Oh, it looks like Truro City is making their second substitution.
Yeah, it looks like Adam Porter, number 7, will be replaced by number 12, Daniel Rooney. I think Adam Porter's looked quite sprightly on that left-hand side. I think he's playing on, and obviously just adding a bit of fresh legs here, which can help against a side with 10 men. But Hampton and Richmond certainly don't look defeated yet, and it's Dan Wishart with a throw-in into the box. Fadahunsey on the end of it, dropped back by Deadfield. Gray curls one, but it just goes over the bar. It's a long-range hit, and we know he can strike them from there, but it just flies over that crossbar.
Auspicious chance there.
Certainly looked like he could have buried that, and it looked tempting. It's that moment where your heart leaps into your mouth, like, has this gone in? But not on this occasion. It's back with Truro City. Fadahunsey does really well in the press there and gives Deadfield a chance to win this one back, which he does. Seymour nicks it out to Deadfield on the left-hand side. He's almost at the byline, crosses it back, and no one is really taking claim for that, but finally someone does from Truro City, clears it out. And it's Hampton and Richmond who look the more likely team of scoring at the moment. Wishart on this left-hand side now. He's got 2 players trying to pressure him, but he manages to get away to put the cross in. In the end, it's looping and long and behind the goal. Unfortunate from Wishart. He did really well to break clear of those players and just couldn't deliver that final product. But a really nice spell from Hampton and Richmond.
I've been really impressed with Pitt Blotto since he's come on. We were talking about how they were forced into that change, but he's really played well, kept the pressure up. He's combined well with Deadfield and Wishart and Fudahunsi here on the left-hand side.
It's a goal kick.
Or sorry, Fudahunsi.
Yep. It's a goal kick to Truro City, and they've found that man on the right-hand side, Connor Riley Lowe. Looks to play it long. Dre is underneath it, does well to clear. Dean gets on the end of it though, and it's the other Dean Inman, who's having to hook it clear. Kavanagh nodding back down, and Gray just skipping past 2 players, but in the end it's the substitute Daniel Rooney who wins it back. Harvey now on the ball, drops it back to Dean in the middle, and Law in possession on that left-hand side. Sanders, who is in support, and Law plays it back into Sanders at the byline, and it's just taken a deflection, and Devois has done well to come out and claim that one. He looks to play it long, and can Seymour get on the end of this? Palmer heads it up, the goalkeeper's out and manages to kick it clear. Seymour applying the pressure there despite being a man on his own, and it's Deadfield who will reclaim possession for Hampton and Richmond in the midfield. Plays it out to Wishart, back into Deadfield, back out to Inman now. And the Hampton and Richmond defence will carry this forward over the halfway line. Dreyer on that right-hand side with Ravan in support. He looks to cut inside himself. Deadfield now in the centre. He's got options on the left and the right. He's opted for that right-hand side in the shape of Jake Gray, who plays a quick 1-2 with Ravan, cuts inside. He's free in the box, but it's just cleared there by Sanders, and it is given the corner. There were protests. It was a really lovely bit of skill from the captain, and he's certainly leading his team to potentially 3 points in exceptional circumstances here.
And you can feel you can hear the crowd getting back into it after it kind of quieted down a little bit. We're seeing waves of pressure from the Beavers and noise with this corner from the crowd.
Deadfield to take this off the right-hand side, swings it into the back post. Dean Inman's there, but he just falls backwards trying to get that one and can't quite get on the end of it. I do think as well the Truro City fans have quieted down a bit, and as you say, the support is rising from the fans at the Beverley supporting the Beavers. It's Connor Riley Lowe with the throw-in. That ball having just gone out of play on the right-hand side of Truro City's attack. And Pitt Blotto trying to get under that one, just heads it over the dugout. And Connor Riley Lowe will have another throw-in, this time slightly closer to the Hampton and Richmond half. He knocks it in to Kavanagh, who knocks it back out. Riley Lowe with a long ball over the top, and Dean Inman heads it back proficiently to Devois. Devois rolls it out to Wishart, just evading the challenge of Ollie Bray with a nice turn there. And Devois plays it out to Inman. Hampton and Richmond once more trying to build something out of this. Deadfield on the ball, just at that halfway line now. Looks to play it long into Seymour, who chests it down and goes out towards this right-hand side, knocks it back to Pitt Blotto, but Pitt Blotto just loses the ball. It's some really good play by Kavanagh with the ball at his feet, and he just wins the foul just inside his own half.
I think that was a foul that Deadfield kind of had to make there, just kind of sticking his foot out. They were on. They would have been away with that counter.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a really nice play from Kavanagh. He's come into the game a little bit more, I'd say, in this second half, the Cardiff City man. But Dean on the ball, just inside his own half, plays it out to that left-hand side to Law. Back out to the substitute Daniel Rooney. And Sanders will look to play a long ball, trying to find Bray. Potentially Kavanagh thought he could get on the end of that one, but in the end it's in the hands of Devois. And
sorry again about that fruity language if you're hearing that from the Truro bench.
Frustration certainly beginning to show, and I think Hampton and Richmond, despite a little wobble after that red card, certainly look like they've just come back out as they were in the first half, which is really good. Ravan now out on the right hand side, clips it in to Pip Blado, and it's a goal!
Puts it in!
2-1! Pip Blado with the goal to put Hampton and Richmond 2-1 ahead. It's nodded back down across the goal into the centre, and it's jubilant celebrations in the stands at the Beverly.
Man, we thought we were a little bit concerned with making that a slightly defensive move with the red card, but substitute Pip Blado is the one who gives the lead back to the Beavers in the, let me do some math here, the 78th minute.
That was quick maths, I enjoyed that. I always find the 45 deceptive because it's a 5, it's not quite round, but it was an excellent goal. A really nice cross in from the right hand side from Ravan, and Pip Blado was in perfect position to just head that one in, and 10-man Hampton and Richmond are back in front, and they've done superbly to do so.
Man, that was exciting. We were just talking about how Hampton and Richmond was really growing into this second half. They'd struggled for the first, honestly, 20 minutes, but the last 5-10 minutes have been really impressive.
And another thing that Jake Gray was talking about in that 22 club video was the mentality of his team, and how Hampton and Richmond have often gone down a goal or two this season and come back to win the match. And I think that mentality that he was talking about from this team is definitely showing here, to, despite going down to 10-man, to get back in this one.
Perhaps the National League South's own mentality monsters.
Indeed. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Thank you, Jurgen Klopp.
And Ravan now with the throw-in. Hampton and Richmond just want to settle here, make sure they don't concede quickly. But in all honesty, in the last few minutes, Truro City haven't really looked like scoring. I say that is not the commentator's curse.
I've just knocked on wood.
Yeah, thank you. On my behalf. It's played long, and Connor Riley-Lowe does have this on that dangerous right-hand side, beats Wishart, plays the cross in, and it's headed away by Dreyer. And Dean trying to get on the end of that. In the end, it's Kavanagh who plays it out to Law on that left-hand side. Law with the cross, trying to find, my head's going, Harvey in the middle of the box, but can't quite get it. It's cleared, and I think it will be a corner here for Truro City. Dean just making the jog over to that left-hand side.
And it was Dreyer once again with the clearance. He's been all over the place. Really strong performance so far.
Absolutely. Certainly plenty of noise being made in the stand. Dean whips this in, trying to find it's a diving header at the back post, but it goes all the way back across goal and not really into the melee. But Hampton and Richmond going 2-1 up has forced the visitors into a third change of today. I think it will be number 2, Ryan Kavanagh, who exits the field, and number 17, Dominic Johnson-Fisher, who will make his way onto the pitch.
I've been really impressed with Kavanagh, honestly. I know he had a pretty bad knee injury before moving here, just coming back right after Christmas, I think, and he's played really well today.
And we will see a substitution for the home side. It will be Ben Seymour who makes way, and it will be Mason Bloomfield who comes on to replace him.
It's the wait for Ben Seymour for another goal. I believe he's been waiting since New Year's Day, which is a little bit of a lengthier goal dry spell for him, but he's been really good in the second half.
Yeah, he's done superbly to be up front on his own and hold the ball up, and he still remains our top goal scorer with 12 goals in the league this season. Mason Bloomfield himself is on 9, and he could be able to add to that tally today. Did you say he's not had a goal since Boxing Day?
I do believe that is what the interwebs were telling me, but yes, since Boxing Day was the last time he scored.
So can he break that run today? He's on the field now, and he's certainly a target man with his height. Fada Huntsy is currently in support, and it's Truro City on the ball in their own half at the moment. Played back into Harrison, who's about halfway into the Truro City half, out to Palmer on this right-hand side, and into the substitute Johnson Fisher, who will look to work down what has been a fruitful right-hand side for Truro City this game, combining with Riley Lowe, the captain, And it's played over the top, trying to find Johnson, but it has just had a shove in the back for Dean Inman in that box. He goes down under what was a quite hefty challenge, and it will be a free kick to Hampton and Richmond, which Desbois can take inside his own box.
I'm just realizing, is the red card the only card we've had this afternoon?
So. Yeah, we've not had any yellows. It's gone straight to red.
Despite being a feisty affair, a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah,
it's the only card we've had.
Potentially expected a couple more, like you say, but Desbois will take this long out to the left-hand side, trying to find Pit Blado. It just veers off the sideline, and Riley Lowe will take the throw in quickly back to Palmer. Palmer nearly level with his own box, and he switches play out to that right-hand side for Sanders. Left-hand side, sorry. And it's back on the right-hand side now. Played out to Johnson Fisher on the halfway line, but back with Palmer, who once more switches it to that left-hand side with Sanders. Sanders will take it up to the halfway line and play it up to Law, into the substitute Rooney.
Really good pressure there from Dominic Ravan.
Yeah, indeed, and Rooney is back under that pressure from Ravan, and Ravan is once more winning another, causing another throw-in, but it will go Truro City's way. It's back with their defence now, and they're looking to get forward in their numbers, and the shouts from Harrison. Palmer now on that right-hand side. The wind is whipping up as the pressure does from Truro City. Johnson Fisher just being tackled on that right-hand side, but I think he has won the throw for the White Tigers. It's played back into Dean, and Connor Riley will play it infield to Palmer, who looks to break, but Fada Hunsey manages to win that back. Wishart in possession, knocks it out to Deadfield. Their protest, and it looks like there's been some foul off the ball as Fada Hunsey is down on the edge of the Hampton and Richmond box. Not sure.
There was quite the tussle there between Palmer and Wishart. Looked like they had a hold of each other, perhaps,
yeah,
and now Wishart is... Or no, it's not Wishart.
That's Fada Hunsey who's down, and it looked like an off-the-ball incident. He's looks in some pain. I'm not sure what's quite happened, but it certainly looks off the ball, and there's protests from both players to the linesman, who would have been best placed to see that.
It was hard to tell who was pulling who, because it was definitely... It looked like they both had their arms around each other, but yeah, he does look in pain.
I think he might have been winded. He's certainly holding that region. And there's a lot of talking going on. The referee's gone over to consult the linesman. He's taking Jake Gray away, and I think the captain of... I think it's actually Edward Palmer instead of Riley Lowe. It looks like Palmer's the one who's being taken from a chat. And the referee's potentially got his hand in his pocket here. We might see the first card. It looks like it will be a yellow card for Edward Palmer, I think, in the...
I might have spoke that one into being.
86th minute. We're nearing the end of this game, and it's Edward Palmer who receives the first yellow card of this match for that foul on Fada Hunsey.
I think we'll see quite a bit more of added time in this half.
Certainly after that stoppage, and a couple of goals, of course, and the substitution. So
the melee, yeah.
Yeah, I think my heart could probably do without the other time if it stays like this, but let's hope it does stay like this. Desbois now over the goal kick, or the free kick should I say, and sends it long, trying to find Bloomfield. Bloomfield takes it down well. Dean trying to get back and knocks it out to Law, but he's under pressure from Pit Blado. Law sends the long ball up, trying to find Bray. It's headed away by Dreyer instead. Dean gets to the ball first, but he can't find any of his teammates, and instead Deadfield run onto it. He's approaching the edge of the box. Does he have a chance to shoot? He does, but it's blocked well, and instead Pit Blado will have to chase this out to the right-hand side. He looks to... He's got Gray on the inside and Deadfield on the right-hand side. Deadfield is the option, and he finds Fada Hunsey in the box, and it's just cleared by Truro City, but still 10-man Hampton and Richmond are putting the pressure on and look the more likely of teams to score.
That was good defending by Truro City, with the White Tigers remaining compact, but yes, they do look the more likely to score here.
And it's Ravan out on the right-hand side, looking to take this throw in now. Just looking for options. Bloomfield's trying to make a run. It's got Deadfield in the middle and Gray back. Fada Hunsey in the end makes the run, just swapping with Bloomfield. but it's won back by Sanders. Sanders will play this long, but it's well out, and to jeers of the Hampton and Richmond crowd. I think it will be Jake Gray just to pass this one up to Ravan, who will take the throw-in. About halfway, near the edge of the box almost, for Hampton and Richmond in that Truro City half. On the far side from us on the right-hand side is Fada Huntsy now, taking this into the corner, but looking to turn away and out of it. And he's done really well to win a throw-in under pressure from both Law and Rooney. Ravan once more with a throw-in on the right-hand side. A series of throw-ins building up that pressure. Plays it into Bloomfield. Back out to Ravan. Now Deadfield's in possession. He takes it past one player. It's into the feet of Fada Huntsy. And Deadfield's back on it. Hampton and Richmond just retaining possession where it's not dangerous. Pip Blado looked to take the header, but headed it the wrong way and break and run onto this. He's in a foot race with Dreyer, and Dreyer comes out the better.
Really nice work from Dreyer there, getting back to help out his teammate Pip Blado.
Absolutely, and I think he's also won a foul out of that, just being held back by Bray. He did superbly there with the defensive work, and it will be a free kick to Hampton and Richmond. I'm not sure whether that was offside or a foul. I think it was a foul, and Desbois, it wouldn't make sense to be offside, yeah. It'll be a foul, and Desbois will take the free kick here, long, on that right-hand side, looking for Bloomfield. Bloomfield gets there first, and it's excellently done. And Connor Riley Lowe will intercept this as he tries to play it across to Pip Blado. And now they can attack down this right-hand side once more. Bray tries to cut inside to Riley Lowe. Doesn't quite manage it, but he does win the throw-in.
I think it's throw-in to the Beavers, actually.
Okay, I couldn't quite see the way that flag was pointing, but thank you for that
once
confirmation.
Again, our height issues coming in.
I'm gonna bring a stool next time, like you say.
Who do you think who's your man of the match?
I think that's a tough one. I think Fada Huntsy has been really good, and he obviously scored that first goal. We have got 4 minutes added time here. We've just reached the 90. Fada Huntsy holding it up well, but it's won back by Truro City in what could be one of their final attacks. Dan Wishart trying to hold back Johnson Fisher. Johnson Fisher brought down. He's claiming there was a foul on the edge outside of the box, but instead it's cleared off the back line, and it will be a goal kick to the Beavers. And it's superb defensive work once more.
Really important tackle there. I think he got all ball. I think that was clean.
Yeah. I'd also say Dre has really come into his own, having been brought in late. So I think for me, it'd be between one of those two. How about you?
I was going to say either Dre or... Oh, it is tough because beyond that, maybe 15-20 minutes blip, I think, yeah, Dreyer, Pit Blado, Fada Huntsy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going Dreyer though, because I do think he has played superbly well.
Yeah, he certainly had a great match and been really key for the Beavers in defence. And the Beavers have a throw-in on this left-hand side inside the Truro City half. It's Wishart to take. There is 3 minutes left on the clock. This could be a superb win for the Beavers with only 10 men. Bloomfield now on the edge of the area. Riley Lowe looks to clear. It's Ravan under it. Dreyer once more challenging for that, and Dominic Fisher will try to win that one. Johnson Fisher, sorry. It's headed clear, but Deadfield gets to it first and just fouls Harvey in the process. There's shoves all round from Dean and Riley Lowe on Deadfield. He's just trying to cause a bit of a nuisance and not let that be taken as quickly as the visitors might have hoped. But it's a free kick to Truro City on the halfway line. They've committed nearly all of their players forward. Only Law and Taker Dean will stand behind it, and of course the goalkeeper. But he's just been forced to take it back a little bit from that halfway line, but it will be long to the edge of the box. It's not a great ball, but it's flicked on well into that area. It's cleared by Deadfield. He forces it all the way out for a throw-in on the right-hand side for Truro City. It's really last-ditch defending from Hampton and Richmond. They're trying to hang on here as Truro City search for their equaliser, and they've got the clear on the left-hand side. Punches it into the box. There's no one there to collect it. It's cleared by Pip Blado, and Fada Huntsy comes back to clear, to take it up. He's holding this up well now, in possession. He's under pressure from 3 Truro City players. Riley Lowe, the one that emerges with the ball, plays it down the right-hand side to Bray. Bray taking it towards that corner, crosses it in, and Harvey nearly onto that, but at the near post, Dreyer was there, and he just sends it wide at that near post. Dreyer was claiming that it came off Harvey, but it is a corner. And it, sorry.
No, I was just going to say this could be the last chance for Truro City, as we just have about a minute left of minimum of added time.
Indeed, it will be a corner, and it's taken into the centre. It's headed, but it's just gone over that crossbar. The goalkeeper was up there. It was heart-stopping moments, heart-in-mouth moments for Beavers fans. It almost skimmed the top of that crossbar, but it was over, and it remains 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond. And Adam Dubois will take his time over this goal kick. Two hands raised in the air. It'll be long. It'll be out to the left-hand side. Hampton and Richmond launched up. Bloomfield trying to get under this one. He just shoves Sanders from behind, sadly, in the trying to win the ball, and it's a free kick given the way of Truro City, and this one could be their final attack now. Hammond is asking everyone to get on the edge. It's only the goalkeeper that remains back. He plays it long. It's out towards the edge of that box, headed away by Bloomfield, and it's Fada Huntsy's managed to get on the end of this, and he'll play it forward, and the final whistle has gone. The game ends 2-1. It's 3 points. It's a vital 3 points. Hampton and Richmond end that 3 games of losses, and we're back to winning at the Beverley. A hard fought for point. We went 1-0 up in 13 minutes through Fada Huntsy with an excellent finish before, just after half time, within a minute of the restart, Truro City got back on level. Rory Donaldson then saw red, which led to a little bit of a wobble for Hampton and Richmond, but they were not to fear. Substitute Pip Blado was there with the header to secure the win for the Beavers. And to put us clear, do you have the scores from the games elsewhere in the National League South, Julia?
I do, and it seems we were not the only game to see some red today. Quite a few, actually. Worthing beat Avely 3-0. Avely with a red card. Bath won 1-0 against Eastbourne Borough. Braintree won over Dover 3-0. Farnborough 2-1 over Dartford. Havant and Waterlooville are winning 2-1 over Chelmsford. That could be a big win. They are in the extra time right now. Maidstone won against Yeovil 2-1. Slough 2-0 over Weston Supermare. Another red card for Tonebridge Chippenham. That game is still happening, but it is currently 2-0 for Tonebridge. Torquay losing today against St. Albans 4-0. Another red card in the Welling-Taunton game, and that ended 0-0. And then finally, it's a goal-scoring fest, it seems, as Weymouth and Hamel Hampstead are in added time, and it is 4-3.
To Weymouth, and there was obviously drama here today at the Bev. Plenty of action, plenty of drama, and you too can be part of that on Tuesday evening. You can get your tickets from the links in the description for that game against St Albans, who are currently 4-0 up, so that should be a great game. And then again on Saturday, make sure you come down to support the Beavers for the FA Trophy tie against Macclesfield at home. But for now, we will say goodbye when there is time to turn it off. I think that was a superb game. What are you most looking forward to against that FA Trophy tie?
Oh boy, I think that they can bring this momentum in here, stay fired up, and maybe go to penalties, maybe win it in regular time. We'll see, but I think they have a good chance. It's a big game, though.
I think we've seen two really exciting ties potentially recently, and they've both been away, so it'll be great to have it here at the Beverley, have an opportunity to come and support it, and please do get down on Saturday to support them and give them that added 12th man voice. For now, we will say goodbye from the Coventry team. It has been 2-1 here at the Beverley, 2-1 to Hampton and Richmond against Truro City. We're back to winning ways.
I've been Julia. This is Laura.
I've been Laura. Thanks for signing off.